Urs Kalecinski, the miracle bear, he just qualified for the Olympia, and I'm not talking about classic, I'm talking about open. And so he came out of literally nowhere. No one expected him to win. Well, I did, but well, most people did not. We all knew he put on almost 30 pounds of muscle. And so bro must have been just cruising on the lowest doses ever, as the amount of muscle this put on, it looked ridiculous. And so he was battling it out with none other than Quinton Irea, a man who about 5 years ago I said, this guy has the world's best genetics and he should be competing in men's classic physique. Now, he decided, I don't want to listen to Coach Greg. He's 6'2", he's a monster. He wanted to compete in open. I mean, he's done aight. I mean, he's winning shows, he's at that level. But I really think he would shine in men's classic physique. Urs, on the other hand, he moves up into open and wins. And so I keep telling the IFBB, but they only listen to me about a year after I make my prediction. They need to lower the weight classes. People are saying, no, they need to raise them. Here is our sample size of 2. The last 2 guys that switched into open, Chris Bumstead, he switched into open and got second. Urs, he switched into open and got first. What if Mike Sommerfeld switched into open? Mike is better than Urs Kalecinski. We've already seen him beat him. And so if Mike switched into open, Mike would also win. And so if they lower the weight class and make it different kind of look, different people could be winning, then that would make sense. Perhaps guys like Logan Franklin or smaller guys like Brandon Hardy, you know, smaller guys who are way under the weight cap. Here he is flexing, oh my goodness, look at the quads, the striations. He's so frigging hard, it doesn't even make sense. Look at the fullness in the chest. You gotta pause it right here. Are you kidding me right now? Look at this look. It's striated from head to toe. The quads, zippers, vastus medialis, lateralis, the coccymus muscle, everything. And look at the striations in the pecs and the density of the shoulders and the arms. It's as if he just grew into his physique. It looks like saran wrap on his muscles. And so when you just put on brand new size, like right now, if my arms got bigger, they swell out. In comparison, when your muscles deflate, as in when you try to make weight for classic physique, you're not gonna have that same shrink rack appearance. And so this look is ridiculous. And who would you got? Is this look better than Sebum? I mean, you gotta admit, it's gotta be very, very close. Sebum at his best versus Urs as his best. Who would actually come out on top? Add into this Keon Pearson and Mike Sommerfeld, all of them. Do they not all look like guys that could competing in open? And so here's my opinion. I think that when you have different categories, they should be for different bodies. If you look good enough to place in the top 3 in an open show, then you really shouldn't be in classic physique. And so essentially what we have in classic physique, it's bodybuilders who are pretty. They have pretty physiques. They have smaller waist, they have great shape, but they still can make that weight category. And so if you get a classic guy and you put him into open bodybuilding, then of course he's going to look amazing. And the quads, the lat spread, look at the size of the chest. Shoulders, the smaller waist, the flared out quads. I mean, this looks ridiculous. But what about the arms? He had weak arms. What in the world? Look at the polymorphic feature of the biceps. It's incredible. What has happened? He's put more muscle on his arms in the last several months than he's done in the last several years. And so this is a very hard physique to beat. Unbelievable. Look at the size. It is insane. And so Urs, he doesn't want to wait for 2 years to be a threat. He wants to be a threat right now at this year's Mr. Olympia. And from the side, the thickness, the granite hard physique, I mean, he literally looks like a rock. He's the opposite of the rock who's now a pebble. Bro looks like he's carved out of stone. And from the rear, what are we going to behold? Look at the density of the glutes. They're striated from top to bottom, the calves, the hamstrings. Crazy definition. Here comes the back. Great shape, V-taper. Now, in comparison to his other body parts, it's not his strongest. His lower half is stronger than his upper, but he still have insane looking shoulders, a very small waist, and will be very competitive on the Olympia stage. And the lat spread, which is rarely done in men's classic physique. Of course, he could use a little bit more width, but he's doing his best, but it's still a very strong pose because of his lower half. I am shocked he looks this good so fast unless he never planned to do classic and started putting on size right after the Olympia. I mean, technically, he's always done that. He's always been too big to make classic, and then he has to lose all of his muscle to make weight. Game f***ing over. This is so impressive.
This is what all the kids and teenagers around the world... Oh, yo, 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 yo. Urs is looking crazy.
Yo, 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 yo. I mean, a commentator, he just cannot believe this.
Much bigger than I expected.
I think he's bigger than anyone expected, except for Urs. Urs knew what he was doing.
Arms are up like crazy.
And yes, the arms are up like crazy. Clearly has a polymorphic feature of the arms. It allows you to put on more muscle well into your career, just like Hussein Farhat. And so a polymorphic feature, it's kind of like the polymorphism that Hussein has, except it only affects the biceps.
Condition, fantastic. Guys, Urs is looking, look at, gun, whoa. What's happened to the guns?
They've gotten larger than last time. Polymorphic feature in full force. And if you're new to the channel, this is a made up word. It's all made up. It's a joke about Hussein Farhat. It's a joke about Urs. I don't want for the next year people to say, oh, Coach Greg, you lied to us. You're a bad person.
Urs, phenomenal condition. Definitely he's going to be in that top 3 here today.
Top 3? What show is he watching? Top 1.
Arms are up like I've never seen in such a short time. Glutes are peeled.
It's getting heated and tight up there. And so Urs, he's not impressed. He's like, hey, in classic physique, they don't do this. They let me pose. Why are you putting your arm in my face? He's hitting one man, and he's going to flex, and he's hitting the other. Spread it out, guys. Spread it open. And so what you see is on the right, Quinton Irea. He does not have the legs of Urs. He doesn't have the shreds. Urs is harder. And so Urs has this. Quinton needs to move down to classic physique. They need to swap it up. And so it isn't even close. Urs is headed to the Olympia. And like, I'm announcing this before the finals, the evening show. I don't know if he's actually won. I just used to be a judge and I know what to look for. And so if he doesn't win, then well, it's not gonna happen. He's just gonna win. So just take it from me. And so good luck to Urs at the Olympia. I'm certain he has a great shot and expectation to make it into the top 10. I don't see him quite as a top 5 threat as of yet. I wouldn't put him quite up there with Derek Lunsford and Samson Doda, Hadi, Nick Walker, Martin Fitzwater, but I think he's close to those guys. Like, he's in the next grouping. Like, he could finish as high as 6th place if you're asking me. And so best luck to Urs. As you can see, classic physique, the weight classes are off. The guys who are in classic physique could compete in open. I mean, we had Wesley Visser saying eventually they'll do open. Ramon Dino, guys, eventually he's going to do open men's bodybuilding as well. And so we need to do something about classic physique to keep it classic, because as it is right now, the same guys could win both. And so what is Urz's secret? Did he in fact add in Turk Builder Max this year? I mean, how is this possible? Perhaps it was Turk Platinum. I can't be certain, but perhaps he began using the Turk and it got him a better physique than last time. If you're interested in supplements, code Greg, 15% off, and getting your blood work done, Algo RX. And that's it. I got to go to do an event with Hussein and all this stuff. And so until next time, watch the bloops and bye.